What was your guys' technique? So, you said your parents dropped you off at the Pay Lakes, and you guys started fishing. Of course, what, Wheatie balls? Was there anything other?
Hamburger and cheese, Wheaties.
I know so you guys were fishing for catfish too, wasn't you?
Yeah, I
mean,
we fish for everything.
Yeah,
we fish for everything, but we always fish for carp too.
Okay.
You know, we used to go to the west side, Fall Creek bait shop.
Yeah,
we used to fish a little area back there when we was young, and the spot where we fished, it was golden, like for us.
Yeah.
We would stop there, we'd buy a couple bags of
that cornmeal dough ball.
I
think it was a voodoo or whatever.
We would get down there, and the spot was literally only 2 people could fit down there.
We
had 6 poles down there.
We get red worms and dough ball, and we would panfish while we carp or catfish.
I remember we were so hardcore, we got down there one day without a net. And we both
came
up, we both talked about it. It was like, man, okay, man, once a person catch a fish, the other person get in and scoop the fish out.
Yeah, you're gonna get in there.
And that's what we did too. Yeah, we would get in the river and scoop the other person's fish out.
Man, see, those are. I miss stuff like that. It feels like, I don't know, like as I've gotten older, and especially with the technology that we have, you know, it seems like we get away from
That's the one thing
stuff
that's
like that.
different between when we started doing it and you guys. We didn't have no Facebook. We didn't have any internet. We couldn't Google it. We didn't have smartphones. When we met and started carp fishing, none of that was out.
Well,
so, you know, everybody's secretive with their baits, especially at Pay Lakes. They don't want to tell you. Without the internet, it was even harder back then to learn. There's trial and error. Like I said, we did a lot of stuff that we shouldn't have did, and learned a lot of different things. I mean, over the years, grew and adapted.
It's funny you say that. You know, especially like the bait recipes, and you brought it up earlier. The Lindbergher cheese.
Oh, that's what it was. Lindbergher hamburger, taco seasoning, potato flakes, and something else.
Yep. I remember because we used to be channel catfisher. Like that's what every Friday, Saturday we're filling our baskets up, and I remember that hit like crack in the 80s.
Yeah.
It was crazy. That Lindbergher cheese bait was insane.
If you didn't throw up making it,
I
don't see how people eat that stuff.
Yeah, like open a pack of some boo-boo.
Yeah, it's nasty.
So that was probably like your junior high school, learning up here, guys and you guys just kept on getting older and older through time and all that stuff. Kept on fishing, and I guess I'm thinking at this time the guys who will start driving now.
Yeah, Ricky. I know we used to hop in with him most of the time.
Yeah.
Pay Lakes. This is in our later teens, 17 to 19 years old. We was really getting to the Pay Lakes and like slam.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Indy
saying?
Lakes.
Like
We
we
do
got
the
grown
night
men
bowl at
coming
Indy
over to
Lakes.
us like, man, we pay y'all for some of that bait and what are y'all fishing with and all that stuff.
One guy said we was fishing with dollar bills one night. Fishing with dollar bills.
We was out there slamming. We weren't really catching real hogs though.
We just catching a lot of fish.
A lot of fish though.
Yeah.
Mostly teenagers, you know what I'm saying? They be in the teens, but we would get on though. Yeah. And that's when I think when the love and the passion really kind of started.
Do you remember the first 20-pound carp you caught?
He says there's so
Was it
many.
an ace?
I don't know. I'm not
Okay, no, I don't.
I don't know. I remember. I think the one I got was at Mike's. I caught it channel catfishing with the slide bobber and the night crawler. I think it was like 21 some change, and then after that it was more leaning towards the car.
I know I got a picture with your Buick in it, and I'm holding up. I think it was like a 15 or 16 pounder.
Yeah, I got that
We
one.
was turning them up that day. I still got that picture.
We used to go out to Pine Lakes and fish a lot too up north. It's Mystic Waters now, and they don't let you fish in that big lake. I don't think.
Really?
We used to catch a lot of beautiful fish out there. Everybody catfish, nobody carp.
I was saying, that's what we did. We caught a bunch of catfish out of there.
Remember the last time we went there?
Yeah, with that guy kept casting across the lake and trying to pull his bobber back.
my
We
mom's
do like this
birthday.
every time.
We fished around. First of all, I caught a 15-pound carp like probably an hour after being there with a soft crawl with catfish.
Yeah.
I caught a big old carp, and we couldn't get on the catfish or anything, so me and him, we immediately just started going around the lakes. And then we finally got on the school of catfish to where they were hitting like bluegills.
Yep.
I mean, as soon as they hit the water, boom, with a bottle, they were taking off.
And
yeah.
There's people casting all around the lake trying to hit that one spot. It's like, we paid our money too.
They were casting so far. We was on in front.
We was doing like
thin.
this, thinking
they were casting over our heads and pulling it back to the water. And it was my mom's birthday, and it almost got ugly out there. And that's what kind of turned me off of it. You know what I'm saying? You know,
there's a lot of disrespect.
It was a lot of disrespect. It was like, look, y'all just come over and fish next to us.
No
There was a couple people
courtesy.
that actually came and fished next to us. And you know, they were very respectful, but then you had a group that was just out there drinking and they was having
Yeah.
fun, but still they got carried away.
Yeah.
You know, so. But we ended up catching like 120 some catfish.
Those were the best days, I
Back
remember
home,
that.
I played them
Staying
up and
busy.
stuff. We had a fish fry. Yeah.
Yeah, some of those best days that I can remember, you know, like you're saying, as soon as that bobber hits the line,
Mhm.
it goes
Oh,
under,
yeah.
and you know, I just fish with my dad, so you know, I'm catching one, and I hand him a rod, he hands me a baited rod, and I get it back out, and we're just working them. So oh dude, filling up those baskets.
I
Yeah.
still follow all the channel catfish pages.
Yeah.
To this day, I still follow them all.
Yeah, I still follow them too.
Although it's still -1.
Yeah,
Channel
-1.
catfish is -1.
Especially if you're carp
Mhm.
First time I heard that term was from
Rick Slinker.
Rick-
is who I heard.
no, was it Rick?
That's
I
what
was
I heard
thinking
from.
Gilbert. Gilbert.
It was between Rick and Gilbert, but I think I heard it from Rick.
Yeah, I was
It's not
taught
both
it's
of 'em.
it's -1 if you catch it, but if you eat him,
Oh,
you
it
get a plus
balances
one.
out.
Oh, I heard if you
I heard that one, yeah.
if you clean and eat him, then he counts as one or something like that. It's a 2-point swing, so it -1, 0, 1 or something like that. So
So, when did you guys start getting to the technical support, like the alarms and
The Euro stuff?
Or European stuff.
Ricky, he kind of started that
The
first.
videos, man, back in, like I said, when we first got the internet, you see the videos and Euro guys like beep, beep, beep. I'm like, man, that's so cool. We got Zebco 808s and 33s, handles spinning backwards, and bait runners wasn't even out yet. I remember when the Shimano's first came out. I remember going to Dick's, or not Dick's, it was Dunham's, and
Dunham's.
buying the ugly sticks and the
Yeah.
3500. I think they were 35 or 4500. The first ones that they made. But just seeing that tech fascinated me, and then seeing it start coming in the west side.
Right.
And like I said, 'cause I think he was one of the first people to have it in Indiana. And
Yeah.
that was like, he had it in the late 80s, early 90s, I think.
Yeah, a guy named Doyle from California. Well, he was a truck driver, and he said, "Man, they got some of this crazy stuff, European stuff."
Yeah, that stuff.
And he
the
brought it
gadgets.
all to West Side and when Jim Don was seeing it.
Yeah.
Or throwing out the money out. Yeah, give me a bunch of that here and there and all that stuff. And then he started carrying it. And,
That's when I first started using bottom feeders.
but
Yeah, and back at Westside when Jim used to
Jim
make
did
it.
it, yeah.
Mhm.
Jim's what started it. And,
I want to say I was probably mid-20s when I first used bottom feeders.
really? How old are you
I
now?
want to say that. I'll be 45 next month.
45.
Yeah. I don't even look it, but
Yeah. No, you
I
don't.
don't
No.
feel it either.
I feel 7.
Yeah. Catching all them big fish.
Gotta do it. I know that last one I caught this year, I was so tired, I caught another one. I had that one in the net and I had another pole and tried to hold it up on a rock. My arms are shaking like this. I couldn't really. I'm like, man, I'm just holding it down, loosening the drag. I'm holding it down, it's just pulling and pulling. It swam all over that lake and I drilled a little bit, it swam some more. I'm like, man, it's like the strongest 18-pound fish I've ever caught in my life. But I was like, I ain't gonna cut it. I was like, man, it might be a koi. It might be. There's a lot of special fish in this lake I was fishing. But I was tempted to just cut my line the first time ever. I was so tired.
Now, since you guys joined the Team Fish Fighters and all that kind of stuff, man, and I watched you guys just.
We was excited about that.
We were super excited.
I remember when I first got a like from you on one of my posts.
He's like, we're school girl.
I was like, James, bro. I'm like, you gotta ask me to be a part of the team.
I was watching you
Just
guys.
hoping, yeah.
And just the numbers you guys were putting
Yeah,
out.
we used to
you know.
fish the river a lot.
Yeah,
At that
here
time,
locally.
it was really taking off for us.
Mhm.
I'm like, dang, and I started telling them my other teammates back in the day, Jeremy Burdine's the only one that's left, the original
Yeah.
Team Fish
We
Fighters.
met him at there. Dejuan met him at the canal.
Jeremy Burdine. And,
G.
and I said, man, these guys, man, they're just like firing it up left and right. He says, well, keep watching them. And I'm like, no, that's what I've been doing. And your guys' numbers just kept on keeping it, been higher and higher. Man, yeah, they said that one. I said, yes.
I know we had a session with Marshall Berger and Gilbert Huxley.
Yeah,
That was amazing because I already knew
They just
the level of
reposted
fishing
it.
of these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially Gilbert Huxley being a legend, a hometown
Oh,
legend.
man. I
And
remember
Marshall
that.
Berger being the Rig Smith that he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never heard that before. Rick Smith, I like
Rick
that.
Smith.
yeah,
He's
I do
definitely
too. I'm gonna
Rick
steal
Smith.
that.
Rig Smith.
He's
yeah,
definitely
for
a
real.
Rick Smith. He gave me all the confidence I have in my rigs.
Same here. I remember the first I mean, that session, I learned so much from him, especially using the hair rig. I mean, I learned so much about the hair rig. And that's when I really started.
Why it works.
Why it works. And certain flavors, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like WCB and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I was really impressed with, I love World Classic bait stuff.
I do too.
Just meeting
Between World Classic and bottom feeder baits, those are my go-tos.
Yeah, I agree there.
Bottom feeder
Can't go
baits,
wrong with neither one.
World Classic, those are my go-tos.
Me and Jim Donald, we learned a lot off Magdalena and the World Classic bait products, and just because Jim just kept on buying our products. Then he also, it's a shame too. K1 baits, they had some great products too. And it's a shame their business went down because of some kind of flood.
I think they still got guys that fish for the team.
Yeah, for the team.
I just don't think they sell it.
No, they don't. We had him on,
Okay.
and he said that they make their baits just for their tournament
their
anglers.
tournaments.
Yep.
That's what I thought. I thought they still had a team. I just didn't think they sold it to the
They
public.
sort of do have it. Yeah, they got a team.
Yeah, they have a team. They still make the baits. They just don't
They
sell
just
the
had
baits.
had a big flood that flooded everything out in their whole bait, their bait business. I just don't think they ever.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's sad, but that's the way life is.
As an angler, I like as many options as I can get. I
Yeah,
like all of it.
Oh, yeah.
I want
I agree.
anything.
I look at everything in my arsenal, I promise. And any given time I'm out fishing, I'm using all this stuff. I'm not catching on something. I'm constantly switching up. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what we try to communicate. He'll do his thing, I'll do my thing.
Yeah,
And then
that's
his
what makes
post
us
starts
really
screaming,
good.
my post starts screaming. We figure it out. And,
it's like Wonder Twins.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like
Wonder Twin power.
Mhm.
We went fishing. This was last year, and it still kind of surprised me really because we was at Michigan City, and I really wasn't catching, and then Ricky started catching. I'm like, man, what you getting them on? He like some stuff out of your bait bag. I'm like, man, what you using out of my bait bag? And then I found out what he was using, and then I started using them. I started catching.
I think he caught the biggest that day too. Started off slow, but came back.
He used some stuff out of my bait bag, right? So when he went to the store to get some ice and stuff, I took a handful of his boilies and threw them out in my spot.
Then he got the big fish. I think it
He
was
caught
like
a big fish
26
while he was gone. And it was funny because the fish, when I put it in the cradle, it spit out one of his boilies. Some homemade boilies.
Wait, what?
He makes some nice boilies.
Yeah,
And and the other great things about you guys, you guys go to some of these fantastic parks of the United States to fish.
definitely been blessed. Being able
like
to travel.
Michigan, Dale Hall.
Not as much as I want to,
Yeah.
but I've definitely been blessed to see some beautiful places.
And, also watching these guys too.
I want to see a lot more.
They're so particular about their photographing their carp. No, bring it out a little bit. Take it. Keep it straight.
I'll coach you through it.
You both do that.
Lean the fish forward.
Yeah,
and it's
fish.
funny because a lot of times when you're trying to hold that fish and it's falling around and stuff, you forget to smile and you get a whole bunch
And
of
that's
little
what,
pictures. I'm like,
lean
just
way
smile.
back.
Yeah.
That's a perfect picture. Now smile. Look up at the camera and smile. And
Take the carp closer to the camera. Make it look better.
We try not to do that. We try to let the fish speak for themselves.
let me tell you that.
Yeah, I tell you exactly.
My bad.
But I had
Stretch it out, Jay.
I had a conversation with the guy that won the Chili meets, Chris Matthews, one of the Illinois
Okay,
anglers,
yeah.
and he takes phenomenal pictures. All his captures they're phenomenal. The pictures
Oh, yeah.
he takes. And I was giving him his props on his pictures, and he said something that always kind of stuck out to him. He's like, man, he goes, everything we go through to capture these fish, I try my best to get it in the best essence that I can to show people the beauty of it.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it is that instilled with me, and so I try to get the best ones I can. Even though a lot of times anymore I fish by myself, it's hard to get some. They got more stuff, but it's still kind of hard to get the best pictures by yourself.
And it's
Because you don't have that person coaching you.
It's really
to
hard.
tell you
Like
what looks better.
what I do is, I set my phone up and then do a video, and then I'm like, hey, look at my fish, and then I try to screenshot it.
And I just learned that I got a button on my phone that I can take a picture off any video. So
all you gotta do is pause it. I've been doing that for the longest.
Yeah, I was just saying, but the quality still.
it ain't as best as the actual picture.
Yeah, the quality just isn't there. Like with an
No.
actual picture, you can zoom in, see the scales, see like how beautiful your capture is.
Because my PB I did a video and it didn't come out like I wanted.
What do you guys think about watermarks? The photos, the photographic of watermarks. It kind of brings more detail on the fish. Do you like it with the?
What do you mean watermarks?
They're called. I think the filter they
filters?
Yeah.
Oh, like color correction, stuff like that.
You guys like that, or do you rather have the natural
I'd rather
way?
have the natural.
Yeah.
It depends on
It
the
is
picture.
cool too to
depends on the
enhance the
picture.
fish a little bit or the background. Or,
There's usually the background, like the skies and
Yeah.
stuff, but it's usually
Yeah.
like a portrait mode to where most of the background's kind of blurred out, focused on the fish more than the actual capture.
portrait mode, it probably you get the best picture back then, the best quality.
I
Yeah.
think so. It's more realistic.
Oh, you
Yeah.
got a great camera phone. I
Yeah,
love your.
And his tablet takes some bad pictures
Yeah.
too, some nice pictures.
Yeah, I would say
It's the Apple tablet and the
You know-
Samsung phone.
Yeah.
it depends on what the focus of the picture is. You know, if you have a picture of, like you were saying, like the sky, like things like that, that you really want to make pop, or like some great
Yeah.
trees in the
And
background.
that's the
something
part I
like
haven't
that.
learned. There's so many settings just on your basic phone camera that you can take professional pictures. It's just hard to know what all that does.
Yeah.
And I just process and error. I try different settings, try different pictures, see what I like the best, even try different filters and see which one brings the best qualities out of the fish, or if the normal one. I go through all of them usually and see what quality I think ends up being the best.
Yeah. And I was just to end on, you know, my personal pictures. I think if you want the fish to be the focus of the picture, then I agree that the natural, no filter is the way to go. That way, you know, people see how your fish looks.
Yeah. Then you see the pure picture first.
Right, I
You
agree.
Change it afterwards if you want. And I find myself actually posing like say I see a nice structure or something in the background, I'll definitely get in front of something like that, and I try to make sure I'm not cutting my head, the tails off and stuff like that, and I'm in the center of the picture, and then the background's nice too.
That's the most time when I take pictures by myself. That's the most I usually do is crop to where it's not off center, or it is off center, and I try to adjust that.
Yeah.
Real quick, I forgot to mention this earlier before the show. Sam Williams gave me a call from Fish Factor 3 from Connecticut. You know, we got the fishing tournament coming up here up in October.
Shout out Sam Williams.
Yeah, he was calling for asking the bottom feeder banks to donate some prizes, which we are. But let me tell you the stuff. It's Fish Factor 3, Connecticut, 2025. It starts October 12th, so you guys be ready on that. 12 noon. It's the peg draw. Ends Friday, October 17th at 10 a.m. Deadline to register and pay $1,000 to enter by August 20th. So guys, please give a shout out. Oh, matter of fact, there's Sam Williams right there. Shout out to Sam Williams and his crew putting this whole event together. Great event. Don't miss it. I mean,
Yeah. Fishing Factory 3.
Yeah, I always want to go to that store. I see all the videos and post stuff. I'm like,
I know.
man,
I want to fish Connecticut. so
I-
bad.
I do too.
Yeah.
I would love to fish it just for for fun.
Mhm.
But doing a tournament, I think I rather want to video it. Go to angler to angler,
See.
watching all the catches.
Yeah, that
It's,
would-
it's a little
that would be
easier to
cool, too.
video our White River tournament.
Yeah.
The Connecticut tournament, I've never fished it. That would have my interest peaked. It'd be hard not to put a rod out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I want to do it afterwards, but just interviewing
Go hit all the beta
anglers.
spots.
Interviewing all the anglers.
That
at
would
the
be
tournament
fun.
And
Yeah.
watching them catch the fish, and man, this was. And
A
you're
lot
like,
of big names fish that
yeah, and
tournament.
you're right there. You're watching each angler catching these fish. You know how far they are, you know, far ahead, how far behind they are.
It's still called fishing.
It's fishing.
Next year, as you know, the White River tournament we host each year, and like this section, or this end and this end. It varies every year. It's like as soon as you think you got it figured out, they change.
You think we?
It's never the same.
What do you think about if we shorten the White River?
I mean, it'd be better for us, but I like.
Yeah, what do you mean
people
by
more
shorten
options.
it?
Like
The area that we
area-
fish.
yeah, like
fish.
from the
fish
zoo.
Which we have from
I mean,
natural
that's gonna
tree
bring a lot
growth.
of, that's gonna bring a lot of people in closer. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last couple though, people's been packed in, even though it's a random draw. It seems like
I mean, we've got
here
70
and then-
pegs.
I mean, because some of the pegs, like the bridges, some people prefer those.
Oh, they
pegs close
do.
to the
They love
bridge.
those bridges.
And then some
Yeah.
people just want the peg closest to where they park.
That too. Especially if it's hot.
Yep.
I'll carry
then
my
we
gear a
got-
mile and a half. I'm going to where the fish are. I don't care
That's
where I
me.
park.
I'll put in the extra work. I'll start early, whatever it takes. If I think the fish is there, I'll do it.
You know, it's funny. I say that, and I still have yet to catch a fish in any of the White River tournaments that I've been in.
Are you
So,
serious?
yeah.
That's a rough
Hey, don't
one,
feel
man.
bad. Don't feel
That's a
bad
rough
because I've only did good one time.
These guys
Yeah.
fishing with the first place winner all the time.
I was gonna say I met the hell at Austin's fish, so I'm okay with that. I'll be in there net boy all day.
You're good
As long
luck
as you're part of the
charm.
team, man.
Right.
As long as you're part of the team, you're being a good teammate. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? It's showing, you know, like team support. That's cool.
I will
That's
say,
just
I
cool
make
to
the
me.
bait, and I think that's what matters. So.
You became, so, American Banks is now USA CARP.
Yeah, it got absolved. We moved up to the majors, is what I tell Austin. I said we made it.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Getting back in the crew is awesome. Man.
Yeah, really trying, just trying to make our dreams come true, trying to help other people's dreams come
You
true.
guys made a lot
get
of
down
people's
there.
dreams come true.
Y'all been putting on for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
thank
guys are expanding.
You guys are getting better
Yeah.
and better each year too.
Thank you.
Captures get bigger and bigger. Fish are more
I
amazing.
think,
I can't wait to see the New York ones.
Yeah.
I'm excited
So-
about that.
you guys, you and Kitty, you had your podcast yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Or-
It's a good podcast. I like that you guys
Thank
ever
you,
get a
thank
chance
you.
to check them out. I think they might be doing. They do it on Tuesdays. Wait, what's the month?
Yeah, Tuesdays like maybe every 3 weeks, once
Yeah.
a month. Just kind of when,
Just keep the ear out.
Yeah.
When or where is your guys' other U.S. Carp Guide location? I said New York, but I was probably wrong.
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Lake
Out
Zor,
there.
Connecticut.
Lake Zor, okay.
Out there with Brian Santos.
Okay, yeah, all his catches are
Yeah,
impressive.
Brian
too.
is. Brian's a
he's
banger.
beast.
Yeah.
I'm really, really happy and thankful that he's like, yeah, I'll run with you guys, and I'm like, damn,
That's always
you're
cool.
pretty much a legend to me. So it's pretty cool that he's like, yeah, I'll join your team.
Well, you know,
Yeah, that's always
the-
cool to get a legend like that, somebody that
Yeah.
caliber to actually really
Yeah.
want to mess with you. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you learn and get better.
The
Yeah.
strategy between you and Kitty put together, that's just we're called USA CARP. Just won't keep it at Del Hollow. Let's expand to other places. So now you've got you're headed for Connecticut, and who knows what other place you guys will probably head to after that.
Yeah, looking for Texas and the West Coast and things like that.
That's the hard thing about Indiana is finding uncharted waters. And it's like these other states, you hear guys, nobody hit this one. We went to Texas, we flew down there. Everybody I talked to that I researched. Before I actually went down there to fish, I helped move my daughter down there. And when I went, I had like a day to fish, so I asked a lot of questions. And everybody, most people I talked to said they don't go within 30 minutes of their house because there's so many big lakes down there. So a lot of the lakes, most of them are catfish and not carp.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, here in Indiana, we got 30s, but they're hard to find.
they're very hard to find. Then you
Now
think
unless you go to Lake Michigan.
you find the new cool spot and
Yeah.
you post a video or a picture or something. Oh, I fished there. There ain't nothing in there. Or it's full of small ones, or they're hard to catch, or somebody's fished there.
Yeah,
That's the
I
hard thing to
promise.
find somewhere, unless you find like just in a house addition where you're not allowed to fish and you got permission. That's usually the good
Yeah,
way
we
to
found
get
that
into
one lake.
Indiana.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of private
Hour
ponds
away,
too.
hour and a half away.
So we had hogs.
Oh, you did.
You know, they're private. A lot of people don't want you to fish them like that.
Yeah.
Right,
A lot
and
of those lakes here. There's 40s here, but they're private. They're in private ponds.
yeah, I was just say I know a couple
last-
of private ponds that have some 30s by me, and I get run out since I was 14.
The
So
last Michigan City trip we went to, we actually met a guy. He was salmon fishing, and we talked to him. He's the first one that actually showed us 2 pictures of 2 Indiana 40s that was documented. He won the big CAG, or the CAG Big Four in 2014. He had I think it was a 40-pound common, a little over 40, big lump on his head. I mean, clear picture. I mean, you see his CAG thing in the back. Then he got like a 42 mirror, had the big lump on his head too. It was the baddest fish
From
I've ever seen
Indiana?
from Indiana.
But
But
it
in
wasn't
Michigan City, the
in-
DNR spot.
But,
And this was in 2014.
okay, this is a private spot.
No.
That's the one we done video shoots.
Oh,
at.
Michigan.
Yeah.
No, we were
You
fishing
can
the
see
other
the
side,
grass
and
in
he's
the
walking
background.
by with all his
Mhm.
rods, and
That's right,
He
you guys
sees our
talked about that.
setups, and he said, "Man, it's nice to see people doing it like I used to do it."
Mhm.
Me and Ricky like, "Hold on,
used to.
used to." And then he went on about telling us, well, you know how he used to get down, and who the people he would name Rich Slinker, Gilbert Huxley. We
Yeah,
was like,
man,
oh,
quite a
okay.
few people.
And then he was like, I'm not probably the only person who really has 40s out of the spot. And he was like, man, you know, we've heard a lot of people saying they got 40s out of here, and we ain't really seen no true 40s or that we feel. And he whips out his phone, man, and shows us, man, and they were legit 40s. And you can look at, they were monster fish.
And they were CAG Big Four. He won the CAG Big Four in 2014 with these fish. So,
I can't remember.
out of everywhere in the country, I'm pretty sure this guy won it.
Also
with
shout out to
Indiana.
the Carp Anglers Group for USA.
Yeah, that's that's always a cool thing when you're fishing somewhere and you have somebody come by and say, there's big fish in here, and you get a lot of people.
Their definition's a little different than yours.
And then they pull up pictures sometimes, and you're like, oh, okay, there might be some nice fish in here.
And it was funny because when he showed us the picture, we both analyzed the pictures when we see him. Like, man, look at that, man.
Right.
He's in the back, he had a little grass powder in the back. You know exactly where he's at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we put it together real fast. Yeah. Where he was
And
at.
he
And
was
it was
pretty
funny
open
too
about it,
because
too.
in one of the pictures it was snow. Yeah, snowflakes coming.
Wow.
Yeah. So it told me a lot. It told me a lot.
Yeah.
Wish that could be in March in Indiana.
Now,
Right.
your guys' PB on comments right now is, what's your Ricky?
It's 31 and some change.
31 is the change,
Mine's 34 even.
34 even.
Yeah, I almost beat it this year, man.
Yeah, okay. And your mirror? You got a mirror?
I broke mine this year with the 4211.
42?
Massive.
Look at it.
That's the fish that had me shaking and worn out.
And then,
41 even.
41? Yeah, I have never
That
done
was
40 yet.
Thanks to Kenny Mack.
Thanks to Kenny Mack.
Shout out Kenny Mack.
Kenny Mack.
He had faith in me. I never launched a boat. I never driven a boat, but he was like, man, you can have the boat. I took it out one weekend on the humbug. Like, me and my son was sitting around, and I'm like, man, I got a little extra time off. We took off down to Del Hollow. Got to get the boat out, man. Went out. Second day, I was out there. I had 3 days to fish. Second day, I ended up popping 40.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I can go home now.
Right. That's what I like. That tension reliever. That fish. I talk about it all the time when we're on the boat. Is that first screamer, that first fish that gets in the net? It's like, okay, everybody take a breath. We're good now.
Yeah.
Now let's have some fun and fish. And that's
definitely how it is.
Yeah.
I caught mine right before the Del Hollow trip. So I got to Del Hollow, man, pressure was off. I said, I already got a decent one. I can relax this trip.
Yeah.
It's hard to relax at Del Hollow. I still went hard and caught a lot of fish, just didn't get that one I was after.
Yeah. I was actually glad how everything turned out. Austin and I, we met you guys on that island, and deterred us from fishing there because we talked about what was going on there, and we're like, we're not gonna fish there. So
we fished there in like a little over 24 hours. I think I pulled one little mirror.
Yeah,
I think it was like 10 pounds.
So I talked to him. I was like, do you want to fish there? I was like, I'll tell you straight up, I don't want to fish there. And he was like, take me where you want to fish. And so we're going back to where I wanted to go, and so it starts storming, and I was like, I'm not gonna keep getting rained on. Let's just pop over to this island, and we just stayed there and ended up just slaying them.
That's usually the best one when you hit a random spot that wasn't really playing.
Yeah.
Those be my best sessions too. Any overcast, rainy days.
Well, that's my favorite. Windy, rainy,
Like,
cold.
I love it when it's like that.
Yeah,
Especially
like this
just
is
an
rain,
overcast,
like
a light
day,
rain, maybe
yeah.
off and on. I love those type of sessions.
That's
I
what
like
I
a
tell.
challenge fishing.
Like a challenge?
I like a challenge. Like I said, if there's a reward for it, I like the
Right.
fish. I like the watercraft. I like finding the non-weedy spots. I like adjusting to what I need. Like I fish, staying a lot of Airbnbs at work. And I try to give me usually the chance to, if it's a reasonable price, to pick the ones. I usually try to pick the ones on the lakes. And whatever area we're staying in, I got a chance to fish Webster Lake.
Right.
First night or two I was out there, I was catching nothing but turtles. I'm like, man, I was like, and then all around the dock was mushy. I found that there was that much mush on the bottom of the lake, so I was popping my rigs up this high, and I started catching fish. Got away from turtles, started catching fish. Still didn't get nothing big, but that lake's also full of muskies too. And when you hear a muskie crash out there, it's like somebody throwing a body in the water. It just startled me. I was standing on the dock and there was lily pads, and it just rolled up and splashed. I'm like, let me go back in. What was that?
Yeah, because they got long bodies.
Oh
so
man, it's the sound they make when they explode in the water. It's
kind of like a grassy.
I'd say it was a little more aggressive than the grassy.
Yeah.
Grassy's more like a woo woo.
Yeah,
Like the ones
too aggressive.
No, until they see the net. Once they take off that net, if you're standing there, you can feel the whoop whoop in the ground. When
Now
they
you guys
take
been
off.
doing great on grassies here. I mean, what was
yeah,
your biggest grassy?
insane on grasses.
64.4.
64.4 in yours, Rick?
58, 11.
58.
We would gladly trade that lake for a big common or mirror lake here in Indiana. Or even a big buffalo lake.
It's crazy because we fished that lake and haven't caught any commons at
Oh,
all.
really?
There's a
Lot channel
goes
cat.
into that lake.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, to tell you the truth, I think there's commons in there, right? right.
I do think
But
so
where we
too.
fish at is so shallow. Them commons will not get in that warm water.
Them fish
But
are
those
as long as
grasses
it's
love
deep.
that warm water. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They come up in there, but those commons won't. I was at Del Hollow one year, Tommy Pearson's birthday, and it was hotter than hell, man. It was 98 degrees out there, and it was probably the heat index was probably way hotter than that.
Yeah.
And the water where we were swimming in, it was just scorching. The water was hot. We had to stay in the water the whole time.
Like 90 degrees
And
in the water
literally,
for real.
we wasn't catching no fish for like the first 2 or 3 days. And it got to the point where like, man, I'm gonna catch me a fish. So I take my spawn and I'm going as far as I can. I see a weed bed way out there, I'm going as far as I can. I found the edge of the weed bed, I'm going as far as I can. And I wouldn't put on no pack bait, I just casted out a pop-up. And
Yeah.
that's where I put my pop-ups out there. And that's when I started catching fish.
Is that the flats?
No, that was the park. I can't remember the name of the park. I can't remember the name of the park, but it's a little pier that goes way out into it. We had to get wagons and go out. It was terrible.
Okay.
It was so hot, man. It
I
was
remember
terrible.
when Kenny first got his
Those
houseboat,
just
we went down there and helped
right?
him work on that boat. We drove all day on the boat. It was like 90-some degrees, heat in the next 100-some. I got so tired. I took all my fishing gear. I was like, man, we're done working on the boat. I'm gonna set up somewhere, bank spot, just fish for a night, and go home tomorrow. I got so hot and burnt, I left that night. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna fish. I was like, it gets miserably hot down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. I know that's probably one of the worst times I've ever fished as far as the heat. Besides that time I burned.
Oh, with the
I
hubcap?
had the hubcap on.
I remember that.
Yeah, funny story. Yeah. Where was we at? Was we at
Pine Lakes? We was at
Yeah,
Pine
we was at
Lakes.
Pine Lakes, and it was just scorching hot, man. And I see this hubcap, man. That's the only type of shade.
That's off the
that was
Monte
around.
Carlo, your
It was
Monte
off
Carlo
Monte
you had.
Carlo. And I put the hubcap on my head, just like
And
a
that,
hat.
you could have fried an egg on that thing.
You
It was
sure
hot.
could, but it provided me enough shade and enough where I could see a lot better too.
And
That's how we
avoided
sat
the
out there.
headache.
And Ricky was like, "Man, do black people burn?"
He
I'm like,
did
"Man,
that
you know
day.
something? I don't think we do." You know what I'm saying? But yeah, after about 2 days, man, my shoulders don't peel all the way across the back, dude. I was dead.
Yeah, you just saying, how hot it was at that Pay Lake. It just reminded me of how bad those barrels used to smell on those hot days.
Oh, man.
That's one thing.
You
I
say-
said.
Save your rods on 'em.
Catch them on fire at night.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. that was-
So,
We melted one time.
yeah, the whole bottom
We
busted
melted the
out.
bottom of it. It was so hot it melted.
Yep.
The barrel was like this when we got through it. My bad, James.
so no, you're good. So between the places that you guys have been, which one do you guys like the most between Lake Michigan or Del Hollow?
I'll let Ricky go first on that.
I honestly don't know. I like them both.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard.
Del Hollow is beautiful. It's God's country.
Oh,
out
it
there.
is God's
It
country.
is.
Yeah.
And
But the way,
That's what I like the most about Del
I
Hollow.
like
is
that.
that scenery.
I think
Yeah.
I like Del Hollow just for the special fish that it hosts. Lake Michigan hosts big fish, a lot of fish. But you see some beautiful fish, but not like Del Hollow. Del Hollow has some gems.
It does. It does. Michigan, it's special.
Yeah, Michigan's
Del Hollow,
definitely special.
I couldn't picture myself really saying like any other place I'd rather be as far as carp fishing. You know what I'm saying? But fishing Michigan the last few years, I've been finding out a lot about it.
I want to spend more time up there.
And I found out
It's more my type of climate.
Yeah.
yeah, that too. But I found out that the lake record up there, or the state record, is 64.4 pounds.
Whoa.
Common.
I never
Mm.
looked into
64
that.
common.
64.4 pound common.
64.4.
So
That's the size of a grass.
Yeah, that's a massive
my personal
common.
best grassy.
That's
Very
huge common.
Yeah, I would like to. I wonder, you see a lot of those European fish.
The huge
but they,
ones.
they're big, but their bellies are like what most of their
They
where
feed
their weight
them a
comes
lot
from.
of protein.
And then you see some,
protein.
but you see some of the wild fish, like here in America, like some of the big 40s and stuff that we have, and their stomachs aren't as like expanded. They have more of their weight in a natural way, like their bodies are
More
they're
muscle.
more of a wild natural
Yeah.
fish. So I would like to see, if that 60 was, a big wild fish, or if it did start to exhibit some of those European
Big
traits
fat.
of,
Sloppy
overbloating
type
kind of.
yeah.
Yeah,
To the point
it
to
would
where-
be hard to catch something like that. Really here in the States, that would be cool to see too.
Right.
But just how the fish are fed here. Those fish there that you mainly see, I mean, those are, just really like high class pay lakes. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're feeding them all pretty much kind of the same stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's high protein based. I mean, you can tell because their heads are small.
Yep.
Their heads are small and their bellies are big.
And then you see when they fight
to the
the
heads.
fish.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
fight them.
yeah.
Their
They
heads
don't
are
fight
small.
like they do.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Fat
they're
bodies,
done.
small
They
heads.
throw them right up in the net. I'm like, man,
That's
that
because
never
the
goes
fish are
that
young,
easy here.
but they have a lot of body weight, a lot of body mass. The fish are still young, though.
Yeah.
You can tell an older fish by the head size and the carps.
Okay.
And that's why our carps normally they kind of match out. The heads normally fit their body. They're not eating like that. They're eating all natural stuff.
Sam Williams brings up a good point as well. He says because they don't have to swim as hard as the USA Commons
Right,
do.
there's current
yeah,
stuff here. They eat more, they feed more,
They have a
they gotta
lazy
move.
life.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you watch them catch them fish, and like it's taking them a little longer to get them in.
They get it to the net and they just
But
right
they're
in
not
the
really fighting like that.
Yeah,
You hook one of these river fish, it kicks your butt all the way up to the net and then
I was
some.
gonna say,
They'll
even
jump
in
out
the
of the
net,
net.
it's still
Yeah.
pulling.
I mean, you're trying to hold the sucker. It's still
Yeah.
flipping around, you know?
Yeah, so I would really like to see was that fish a big?
Mm-hmm.
What were the genetics of that fish, of that big 60? Because that has to be a massive fish because we don't have syndicate waters over here like that. That's not somebody feeding that fish boilies, especially
or
back
corn. It's not
then.
getting that big in corn either.
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. People out there, does Europeans got their own fisheries?
Yeah.
And
Most of them raise their own fish.
yeah, raise their own fish.
I've seen one where they hatch them and everything.
Yeah.
They can go to like
Well,
stages, and that's what
United
how
States
big
do
they
that.
get.
Because it's too much money and investment
Is it?
to raise a fish.
So why would they do it? And we can't. I mean, what you know what I'm
So we
saying?
can't just ain't nobody
You
really
can't.
Yeah.
doing it.
It takes
I think
some
everybody
bankroll.
wants to quick catch,
Okay.
Nobody wants
That and it's
time.
considered a nuisance fish here, so it's
Yeah, that's
cheaper to.
true.
Right.
It
just
has
let
been
it-
for years.
Yeah.
If you
They
want to
get a
look at
bad
it
rep.
like as a money standpoint, like it's a lot more cost effective to just
Just get them.
go get them and then
Right.
put them right in the lake. You don't have to pay to feed them, pay to grow them. You don't have the time that it takes for them to grow. It kind of makes sense to just go grab them from a business standpoint, unfortunately.
So what would you guys' opinion? What would you guys think that? What kind of process needs to happen to make a carp a sport fish? I mean,
More people being vocal about it.
yeah,
Finding the right people to talk to. I mean, just be an advocate for it.
yeah.
Getting the younger generation to like catching them, to realize that they're fun to catch.
Knowledge.
Just show it's fun. I mean, show
Yeah.
what we get out of it. People can see what we got from it. I mean, it might be a little more respect. Some people just don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, they care about what they like and what they like only. But
And I think just because the carp has been like a trash fish for the longest here in the States, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's so used to catching food, catfish,
Right.
crappie, panfish and stuff like
And
that.
I
They
think-
never really experienced the carp.
a big part of it
Experience.
is too is the Asian carp.
Yeah.
If you ask, say, I'm carp fishing, oh, you throw them, they automatically assume it's
Yeah.
an Asian carp.
I heard
Or a big head carp, or
I heard
They-
they're actually trying to change that name now.
it would be.
Uh,
Cause they're in
me and Gilbert,
totally
me and Gilbert
different
Huxley was actually talking. He was talking to the DNR, where the DNRs are actually coming up with a plan to change the Asian carp as a different name, to keep the word carp out of the
Because a
name.
lot of people don't
Yeah.
realize carp are naturalized
Yeah.
in most lakes, and they've
Right.
been there longer. So a lot of the smallmouth and largemouth bass are stocked in most of these fisheries, where the carp are naturalized, have been there for years.
Yeah.
And that's why carp were really here. It was a food source.
That's why they was
Way
brought
back in the day. That's
Yeah.
they was the easy
Civil
food
War.
source.
And that's what I heard
I know
how
some
mirrors.
people who actually just
Mhm.
love to eat carp. I know people who love to eat carp like I don't know them, but I've
Right.
heard of
I've
people.
seen
My
it.
grandmother,
I ain't gonna lie, I
my
had
grandmother,
a carp before.
my grandmother, she was one of those people though.
Right.
She loved to eat them. She would catch
I
them.
mean, if
she
you're
would
eating
keep
it, I
them,
don't
and she
care
would-
what you do. As long as it has a purpose, don't just kill it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's how
I
it
mean, I even tried to cook one. This was when we was kids.
He threw the whole
Because
was
my,
last week, wasn't it?
because my
No,
grandmother,
it-
Last week.
my grandmother swore by
We
them.
didn't get the mud vein out.
Yeah, I don't know what I did, man, but I messed it up though bad.
He threw the whole skillet away with the fish still fried. It turned green, stunk up the whole apartment. It
I
was
tell
bad.
you,
I was in fact,
Luke from Outdoors Boys show years ago, before he had that Luke Outdoors, it was just catfish and carp. He said, okay, what we're gonna do, he did a little video. He said, we'll catch a small, not a trophy carp or anything, but a regular small carp, and we're going to try to cook it. And he took it to a friend's house, and and they showed how to cook it and fried it up.
Yeah, they made like a mango curry with it and stuff
Yeah,
like that. Yep.
Yeah, and it was fascinating.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, okay, that's kind of cool. You know.
Then that's. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying it's funny to hear. You know, everybody says, "Oh, they're trash fish. You can't eat them." When the main reason that they were brought over here was for a food source.
And in the states that I fished where the Asian carp are a problem, the DNR's been pushing because that's actually like the white meat on the Asian carp.
Yeah.
And I guess they're not
That's
as
right
many
here.
bones
Yeah.
as Asian carp. And they've been promoting people to actually eat them instead.
Yeah.
Because you go to a lot of these places where they're bad, you pull up to the boat ramp, there's on the ground, flies everywhere, and they're just thrown by the dumpster on the ground
Yeah.
where they parked, wherever. I mean, it's to the point where that's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, I heard Asian carp. I never ate an Asian
Black
carp.
carp, you can actually get paid for that.
I've never seen
Alright.
that.
I haven't seen one either.
Yeah, I see Jamie saying
Yeah.
stuff about the black carp, and
It's the same here. There's $100 bounty on them.
and
Is
like
it?
she's
Sure
saying,
is.
not a lot of people know the difference between a common carp
They
and a
assume
black
it's
carp.
a-
So if they, you know, let's say they catch a dark leather common,
Oh,
dark
yeah.
leather mirror, sorry, and then they're like, oh, this is a black carp, and they don't realize that they just killed, you know,
Why
a
would-
crazy special fish.
But I do know the black carp, the black, well, I don't know if it's the black. I know it looks a lot like the grass carp.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
a lot like the grass
It's
carp.
just
It's just
darker.
dark.
Yeah, it's longer. Yeah, it has the
And I
torpedo
really
belly.
wanted to know what was the deal with it. Why is that one so much worse than the grass?
And I've
The
never
grass-
seen one.
Yeah, I've never seen one either.
seen one.
I've never
I
seen
mean,
one.
what's so special about a black?
Carp.
I don't know, man. I'm starting
I
to
don't
take
know
a
why
little-
they got
I'm starting to take it a
logo.
little personal.
A black Asian carp, right?
That's even worse.
The black Asian.
You're gonna get us cut off
I'm
the
just
internet.
playing, bro.
No,
Sam brings up another good point is that, you know, people are talking about Asian carp and talking about how they're invasive, like news articles and stuff like that, and then they have pictures of mirror
Common carp.
or common
Yeah.
carp, and it's
Common carps are grass
Yeah.
carp.
and I have to
You see
like,
bow hunter
I
where
see
they
it,
empty
yep.
out the lake. We got all these Asian carp out there, and then you look, it's all common and grass
Yeah.
carp. I'm like, man, and a lot of times people don't realize when there's a grass carp in there, it's usually bought and it's probably sterile and it's in there for a reason.
yep, they paid to have that
They
fish.
paid
in
to
there.
have it in there. Because where we go and get our big grassies from, the guy specifically told me, yeah, back in the 50s, they put them in there for that reason. They were bought and paid for.
Yep.
I don't think them ones are sterile.
No, I bet that was before they found out to
oversized
sterilize them.
average fish, yeah. But like in Florida, you can't.
That's a special
They're
thing.
protected fish down there. You can't take them out in them canals and stuff in Florida because they pay for them for weed control and stuff. They put them in there.
Yeah, a lot of country people, a lot of country farm lakes have them in there specifically like that, especially if they're not doing anything with those lakes.
Oh, yeah.
Just back there, they put those fish in there just to maintain
Mhm.
the algae and the grass and stuff that grows in there, just to keep the lake pretty healthy, you know.
So,
Those fish just sit in there.
Yeah, a
eat,
lot of
just
retention
get-
ponds around me have a lot of, you know, decent sized
Yeah.
grass carp in them.
Because I think here in Indiana, by law, if you're in a populated area and you have a pond, you got to stock it with a certain amount of different species to keep it ecologically balanced.
Didn't know
If
that.
that makes sense, that way it don't become like a mosquito trap or
Right.
this stagnant
Yeah.
pond.
I think it's a muskrat in the back of my neck now.
I hooked a muskrat one time.
There's a lot of them on the canal.
Donald
See it
Barrow
going across
saying,
the water.
mature black carp will spawn with an insane amount of eggs, a million. Saw this in a news article.
I wonder why we never seen them. Why they're not more common? Because even the Asian carp supposedly don't white hook. But I see them caught all the time. The
Right.
spoonbill catfish, I see them snagged a lot, but they're caught.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like if they got in like through the southern states because he's saying that's from Louisiana.
Oh, really?
So I
It might
wonder.
just be worse down there. We haven't seen the fish.
Yeah,
in
they
there,
might be
and
coming
they're trying
up.
to catch it beforehand.
Um,
I know the Asian carp.
Clay got a question on there about grass carps. How we caught them do we want to catch them in shallow water or deeper waters?
Well,
I know
you-
mainly I catch where we fish, I know where we're fishing, the water's probably 5 to 6 foot deep.
It's as deep as they are long. And it's surprising you don't ever see a peep of any one of them until you hook one that comes up like a tarpon.
isn't that crazy that you can fish in water that's that deep
Yeah.
and you won't see a fin or anything
Nothing.
until
These fish
until
are
you get
4
a
foot
tape.
long. Every
I've
bit of
been
4
out to
foot long.
smallies, man, and I was
Seen a huge
I
one
was
out
really
there.
going hard at smallies, man. I was taking cherry tomatoes, taking a little bit of everything out there. I even took some grass from under my lawnmower.
I stayed a whole extra half a day. I was packing up one morning. I seen this big fin come by. That thing was
That's
sticking
the
up
one
in the water
that's
like this.
coming by like this.
I was like,
swimming like a shark.
I'm gonna
This
get
was every bit of 5 feet long. Dude.
Yeah, if you don't know about this lake at the time, small. I
And
don't think it's there no more.
It's
is it?
not.
Yeah, they
It
refilled it.
is. It is.
They refilled it. It's back
So we had this grass carp, and I think Justin Keaton caught this carp.
There's a couple guys that's called
A
it.
couple of them. This grass carp had a broken back, and I guess I don't know what to deal with it, but he only could swim on top of the water, so his fin.
I don't think that was the same one because the one I seen, he would go down
No,
and then because he
this
was
is-
right above my bait.
The one I seen,
His
the one I
dorsal fin,
seen,
I'm not playing.
it would stick all the way out the water. And the one I
Mhm.
seen, it was swimming with a group, at least 4 other ones too, but they weren't as big. This one, he was really big, and then there was probably 3 or 4 other ones that were.
Well, the one I
Almost
seen
as big.
kept on swimming around the whole entire lake. You could just watch him just swimming around like
Yeah.
Jaws.
Yeah, I've heard stories about guys out there trying to catch it, bouncing bread off its
Yeah.
head,
Yeah.
and it just didn't want to be bothered.
When I was trying to get them. Yeah. But never got one out of there. And it stayed, when I saw it out there, it was always in a deeper part of the lake too.
This was not far. This
You know, it was always off in that right corner back there. It was, you could walk back through there, a little trail,
yeah.
but I was like, I'm not about to walk over there. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I would fish where just about everybody else fished and caught nice commons and stuff like that too.
What would you guys say to new anglers that start out carp fishing? What would be like the first thing to do?
Do your research.
Do your research,
Do your research. Watch
Do
some
your
videos.
footwork.
videos.
I mean, I still get up and watch videos on.
Oh, I love watching
If I'm not
videos.
doing anything, I'm watching some quarter videos.
Mhm.
Porta,
Quarter
gotcha.
videos, yeah.
gotcha.
And YouTube, our videos. You know what I'm saying? I'm running.
I watch Team
videos.
Fish Cutters all the
That
time.
definitely check in the fish care, get all your appropriate gear before you get on the bank.
That's
I mean,
it.
set yourself up for success.
Yeah.
There's so many resources out here now. It's hard not to get led in the right direction. You do have some people out here that's uptight and pretty arrogant about the fish care, and they'll tell you wrong way. But
I mean, I'm pretty kind of, well, I'm not like that real hardcore, but I mean, if you're gonna fish for them, try to take care of them.
Yeah.
try to enjoy them so somebody else can enjoy them.
Yeah, I feel you there. I'm pretty anal about my fish care. If you catch this carp, you better take care of it.
Especially, yeah.
You'll never. The one thing I never do though is I'll never bash
That's all.
somebody for their fish care. That's something that.
whole
They gotta
bash.
start somewhere.
Yeah.
I got pictures when we was young.
We got scales hooked through the lips, holding them by the gills.
Yeah.
I know we was down the river one time, right up the street from here, right off of 10th Street, and
We had
it was race weekend, and we were riding our bikes over the overpath, and we saw the carps in that current down there at the waterfall.
Yeah.
And we both took off back to the crib and got poles with corn, and we went back and we tore them up. We had the chain link stringer,
Yeah.
and we had them all full.
We released them on that lake right
On
across
that
the
lake
street.
All in that lake right there. We probably put 60-something carp in that lake over there.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah, I
Let's
put my
get down to
personal
Little
best.
Eagle Creek.
I put my personal best that was out of here that was 15 pounds. I
In
think
the
I was
big
maybe
lake.
17 or 18 years
Mhm.
old. Took it from the big lake back there.
I got
Yeah.
pictures.
I used to live on that lake back there.
Okay.
Once I got a picture of 98, back in 1998, and me and my
Yep.
uncle at the big lake holding a 15-pound
yeah.
shark with a scale in his gill.
On the old spring scale
Mhm.
too.
Yeah,
Yep.
I still get nightmares about that picture.
No, I do too.
Paul,
Hey, Fish Fighters is honestly what got us on the carp care. Like I said, we grew up without the internet. We didn't know about none of this. We started getting the internet. We started watching videos, and they were one of the few people out there promoting carp care and showing you how to do it. And that's what intrigued us about the team, is the promotion of the carp care and the sport of it. Mm-hmm.
I remember Ricky telling me one time, like, if you want to be good, you gotta get your carp care right. And I remember my boss at my job, he was a pay laker, but he still with wild water too.
Yeah.
And he ended up having a family. He got married and had some kids, and he sold me all of this stuff for a really good price.
Nice.
A sling, stains,
Nice.
flavors, R&W flavors. Yeah, he gave me a really good deal, man. It's like $150.
Dang.
Yeah. 3 rides, bro, 3
Yeah.
stands,
They cost that to leave the house anymore.
Probably gave me about 50 different flavors.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Paul Metz wants to know, when you guys were young and kids, did you guys ever think kids would be where you're at today, or talk about where you would be at today?
Never thought about it. Honestly.
If we was like this, or different kids, like.
I think he's saying, like, when you guys were young, when you were
Do you
kids,
think we would be where we are?
yeah, did you guys think, you'd be here?
fishing has been such a big part of our lives. I think we would have, regardless if it was fish fighters or whatever, we would still be.
We always did it because it's what we loved.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and you can't take that away from
never
us.
even thought
Regardless
about
of anything.
doing anything like to be seen or to be acknowledged. We did it because it's what we loved.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
And-
definitely just in us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I never even really honestly thought about it or was a goal or nothing like that. I love fishing.
Yeah.
I love carp
Same
fishing.
here.
And yeah, that's one of the things that I tell people too is if the internet went away today, right now, I'd still go fish tomorrow. I'm
Yeah.
still
Come
fishing.
on, man, don't stop.
And then that just makes you to where you got to spend a little bit more time out there. You got to try this, you got to try there, you got to try that, and you got to see what works, what don't work, and what you got confidence in and what you don't have confidence in. Which I think is the biggest thing in carp fishing is having confidence in whatever you're throwing out there that it's going to produce. If you got confidence, it's usually going to work.
Yeah. And I think it's so it's silly, honestly. The word is silly. To see what people's confidence bait is because some people.
It's different than yours always,
Every-
and you can't say, "Hey, that ain't gonna work." Because as soon as you say it ain't gonna work, it's gonna work.
I promise, every single time. It is.
What's your go-to boilies?
Really?
Boilies.
I'm more of an economical fisherman on a budget, so Carp Bait USA is usually what I go with.
Okay.
He's pretty reasonable, and the quality of his baits is not amazing.
What
Like I
flavor?
said, I don't. Banana's my favorite.
Banana?
Banana or something fishy, like a peach shrimp or something,
Yeah.
or some type of fishy flavor. Mm-mm.
What? Oh, it's a secret.
It's not a secret. I mean, world classic baits, man.
I use all kinds. That's it. That's
you
not the
know-
only one I got. I got probably about 8 different manufacturers of boilies. So
Right.
but
Yeah.
that's the one that caught my eye. The smell of them and the odor of them.
I mean, I like a lot of different ones too, but a lot of the places that I go to, I've had great success with the banana boilies.
Banana?
And, the peach
Love
boilies.
banana.
And I feel like it's
Really?
a
I
big
think
fish
that's an
bait,
Indiana
too.
flavor.
Yeah, I like
think
banana
it's a
a
big
lot.
fish. I think it's more of an acquired taste for big fish
In
as
Indiana.
well. Yeah.
How about peach? You guys like
I
peach?
love
Love peach.
Peach is one of my favorite flavors to use, period.
You like banana strawberry?
Yeah.
Strawberry,
Straw Nana. Yeah, I love
Straw
Straw Nana. That's one of my favorites.
I've never done good with strawberry.
No?
No, really, I've
Never
really
done good with strawberry.
this whole
Never.
summer
done good with
strawberry.
cherry.
Maybe
But I
with
haven't
banana
done-
I could probably catch, but just plain strawberry, I've had some
Yeah.
good strawberry stuff. Man, I even got strawberry WCB, and
Mhm.
and that's my go-to.
Kenny Mack would like Dejuan to explain his pizza. And I've heard about this pizza before, and so I would like to hear you explain it as well.
Well, he's probably talking about my
Your
chum
chum,
valve.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how you set up your.
So I mean, I just maybe a 10-foot area, wherever I'm fishing, especially if I'm by myself too. That's a way that I can target, and I'll put as many different particles out there as I can, and I'll start off with like some sweet mix. I do cattle cubes. I'll do the boilies if I'm gonna be fishing with boilies, of course, and of course field corn. I mix some hemp seed with that, and a big part of that too. When I do the field corn is salting it too. That's huge.
Yeah.
Salted. You know what I'm saying? I promise I had great success whenever I used the salt in the field corn. But I'll do a pizza. I call it supreme pizza out there. It's a little bit of everything that they can eat on, and then once you start fishing your actual pack bait and stuff out there too, it just seems to really pay off. They all got something out there that they might like, but then you eventually end up popping those big ones as well.
It's like a pizza. If you're hungry enough and you don't like what's on it, you just pick it off and eat it.
Right.
Exactly. You come in there and get what you want.
Right. Yeah, I like that.
When you guys chum, do you like to keep it in a
Shout out to Kenny Mack too.
yeah, shout out to Kenny.
Yeah, shout out
Love
Kenny
that.
Mack.
Do you like your chum spread out, or do you like it a little closer together towards the rigs that you're going to aim for?
I'm normally trying to do that.
I was just gonna say I approach every lake differently. Every swim's different. It
Yeah,
depends on
gotcha.
if I know the lake and I know they eat a lot. If not, I fish for a bite. Like I said, I try not to over chum it to where they're gonna find my hook bait, and it depends on how long I'm fishing. So
Yeah.
I try to adjust it accordingly for how much time I have, for the venue I'm at, the size of the fish that I think I'm fishing for.
Right.
And then if I don't know, I just stick to the basics, and I know corn works everywhere.
Yeah.
So if I don't know what I'm at, there's a couple of basic rigs. I know sweet corn is usually my go-to, and some type of just oats or bread, something basic. That like, hey, they like this everywhere I've ever been.
Right.
I think I probably carp fished in 9 different states. I was like, when I caught in everyone I fished in so far.
That's pretty cool too to get around that much.
Yeah.
And still catch too. I think that's what really makes a great angler is, you know, being able to go to different places. And like he said, he fished a lake one time and the slip was at.
Yeah.
He fished with a pop up that high and got on a
Catching.
fish. And it takes adjustments like that too,
Yeah.
man. If you're just really passionate about catching fish and you just want to do something, you have to try something new. Sometimes it's gonna be on the humbug, and you gotta use what you got. You might not have a what they call it, the rig that goes up.
The
You
zig
gotta
rig.
adapt.
Zig
Yeah,
rig.
yeah.
Yeah, you might
I
not
definitely
have that,
never
but you
actually
could
had a
probably-
zig
you might
rig,
have
but
some
I've
of the
made
components that you can actually get the same, you know, because with my rig, I use a basic hair rig, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But the way I tie it, I'll adapt, as far as hooks and bait size, you know, I'm switching that up, and I'll tie everything, what am I trying to say? I'll customize it to the size of the bait
Right.
that I'm using, you know what I'm saying? And it gets to the point I'm just using a basic hair rig, but my landing rate, you know, ratio, I'm almost landing everything, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I might miss one or two, but
All your rigs are custom tailored
all
to
I'm
what you
custom
need to
tailored
do.
what
Yep.
I'm- Yeah, so I'll.
If I don't have confidence, I won't throw it, or I'll throw it long enough to tie a new one.
Yeah, I feel
I
you
like
there.
keeping
Get
my
something
pole
out
in the
there.
water while I'm doing something. Like I said, I don't like just having something idling when I know there's a chance. And I'm also about to pull the rig out and busted a big fish. Well, this fish got another fish on this rig. I'll
Yeah.
throw it back out there.
I feel you there. I've gone to, gone to rebait, and you go to grab one rod, and you're like, oh, I'll do this one first for some reason.
And that other one
And then the
screams.
other one that you were going to grab screams off, and you're like, oh, okay, that's why. I get it. So it's weird how that happens sometimes.
Yeah, that's 62 grassy that I got not too
Jeez.
long ago. I was packing up. I hooked another one, but it came off. And it was funny because I showed up with some rigs that I was fishing up with at Michigan. And I had my hairs a little too long, and I knew it too. And I still had them out there. But I'm like, man, it's probably going to suck it in enough. So I actually took a boilie. This is one of the adjustments I made. I took a boilie. The hair was so long on my rig. I ran it through the boilie, and then I stuck the needle back under the boilie and grabbed the hair and pulled it to the bottom,
Okay.
which shortened the hair. And I
Yeah.
put the stop at the bottom of it. And I was like, dang, I kind of like this a little better. You don't have to stop at the top. And that's when I got the 62. I was packing up, and that's what I hit it on. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I bet you it was that small adjustment that I made. My son was like, you were sitting there thinking about it for like 10 minutes, Daddy, and I was. I'm like, how can I do this? Because I didn't want to tie another rig. I was being lazy.
Right.
I didn't want to tie another one. It was hot. The bugs were crawling across my eyeballs, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm not about to tie another one. And
This is at night?
It wasn't at nighttime. It was early in the morning. I got that fish about 11 something. I had missed one about 9, and then I ended up getting that one about 11. I'm like, man, we'll stay to 12. If I ain't get done by 12, we just go ahead and leave. And sure enough, we started packing up. It was about 10:30. We started packing up, and boom, that fish hit. Yeah.
We tried that technique the next weekend. It didn't work. All right, 9:30. All right, 10:30. All right, 11:30. We left at 6:30 with one fish.
Yeah, we had that. We was fishing at that grassy lake. Dejuan was the only one that caught it.
He
He was the only one on fire. So he caught
I wasn't on fire.
a grassy, two cats, and a
Turtle.
turtle.
That lake was weird that day. That was
Yeah,
it was untypical because
Rained hard.
normally you would
Algae.
slay catfish
Yeah.
right there too.
Video
I only
coming out
caught
here soon?
Catfish.
And yeah, it was a good little session. I just
That's
had a
fun.
great time just hanging out with my brothers more than anything.
See, that's the difference between
Yeah, that was
angling
fun.
and picnics. I always mess with my uncle. There's a lot of guys, they just go. They like to be there, and they like to just cast out, and if they catch, they catch.
Yeah.
I'm like, but when you're paying attention to the day, the time of day, the weather, what you caught on, what you didn't catch on, what you tried, what you haven't tried, and you're constantly adjusting. I think that's what makes the difference between somebody's gonna catch fish and somebody
It
that
definitely
hangs out
is.
with James.
It's
Yeah,
it's like one of the traits that all carp anglers share is we all love the thrill of that hunt. Is we all love to prepare. We love to bait up our
I
swims.
don't know, the prepare part's getting a little rough. That's what, honestly, here it's been so hot. Like, man, I got to put all my
Jeez.
stuff in the car. I got to hike to the spot. I got to load all my stuff back in the car.
Yeah.
Then take it out of the car when I get home. Like, man, there's a lot of work in car.
Yeah, that taking it out.
My truck, I'm checking my flavors when I get off work. They ain't busting or nothing.
Yeah.
They ain't melting back there or nothing. But
Do you guys write your catches down in a keep log?
I use pictures. I use my pictures and
definitely.
I use a Google Drive to keep all my store of my
I've
pictures
seen
in.
this.
Yeah, I got some pictures from James too.
I seen this. I seen
Same here.
I keep receipts.
I do actually have a log, but I've never used it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the book, and date, and everything's in there for you to mark down when you caught it and all that stuff, but I haven't used it yet.
I think what Ricky's got, he's got a cool idea. He uses Google and places where each photo he
I
puts
tag my
on
location.
and it tells you the time.
It's just a Google Drive. It's
Yeah.
Google Photos.
And it's really cool because it shows all over the whole map where park he's bought.
And if I crush my phone today and
Yeah.
I get a new one tomorrow, I enter in my email and they all pop back up.
Yeah.
So I got
That's
pictures
what mine
from
does,
10
too.
phones ago. Like I said, I got pictures from 2016, 2017.
Say,
Same.
yeah,
Mine does
I
the
use
same
the
thing.
Catch app. If anybody's
I'm gonna check
Catch
that
app.
out.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
when I'm out of town, I'm looking. I use FishBrain a lot. I never logged in. I never subscribed. But there's a fish reminder too that tells you about the. I think that's the name of it, fishing reminder. But it tells you
Yeah.
about the barometric pressure,
Mhm.
how the moon and the stars align, whether it's going to be good or average, and then what supposedly the hot times. Which it's. I've learned to not believe in it because it's taught me how to go and fish. I'm like, man, it says it's a poor day, and I've done good on poor days. It
Right.
just depends on the lake. So. But I have noticed when it says it's an excellent day, you usually do
Yeah,
good.
that's what I'd say. I don't ever let the weather and stuff keep me from getting out there, but I just use it as kind of a light expectation. It's like,
Yes.
what is today pretty much going to be like?
And that's the way I learned to do
Yeah.
it because I got to where I let it talk me into doing stuff. I'm like, I just need to
Yeah, I
go.
was about to say I like that, but I'm more of a I'm going fishing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going fishing. I'll figure it out once I get there. Most of the places I go to, I kind of already know what I've already gotten them on anyway. And it's like, okay, as long as I kind of stick to that, I'll probably still catch some fish.
Mhm.
And then if I'll just make adjustments once I'm there. But, you know, fishing is really 50% fishing for me and then 50% getting out the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Getting away, enjoying the day, man. Like, even if it rains, I mean, I'm still having a good time.
Yeah.
If I'm out on the bank fishing, I'm having a good time, regardless if I'm not catching or not, you know, so.
Yeah, and we were talking about it earlier. You know, it's weird. Like you bring up rain, and those are, you know, when the weather's bad, when it's pouring rain, those are some of
Yeah.
the best
Best
times
sessions.
that I have out there. It's like, if it's easy, I don't like to do it, and I don't know why.
With the app, like you was talking about, when you fish out of town, you're looking for different spots. None of the websites very rarely ever mention, hey, there's carp in this lake.
Yeah.
So if you look at what people actually catch, a lot of times you'll see, hey, somebody accidentally caught this bass fish and it's a monster fish. You look at the Google images, like, man, I wonder what I could catch if I actually go target them.
Right.
But a lot of research, a lot of time, and a lot of per diem money on out of state license.
Well, man, that's passing out. Water.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was gonna say we're a little over, but I don't mind. I was having a great time.
It was 2 hours.
Yeah.
I did.
did you?
He took a nap before he came and
I
everything.
did.
You gotta work tonight, don't you?
Tomorrow early.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning?
I gotta be there at 5. It's not that
Oh,
bad.
that's super bad.
Nah, that's my time.
Yeah, we used to do 2 hours, so one time, like an hour. We feel like we kind of lose a lot of people sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, lose some steam here and
At least
there.
at least they can chime in for a little while.
We didn't ask nobody any questions. Or answered any besides Kenny's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you look see if there was any.
With Tavion, he asked about the grassy,
Mhm.
so we got that one.
Paul Metz just got back from putting in 10 gallons of bait in this weekend. Me, Jeremy, and Ty Bug on a mission for a 40. Hope you get it, Paul. Hope you get it.
I know my whole saying, this was probably about 5 years ago when I started like really fishing Michigan City, was bigger waters, longer sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since I started doing that, that's when I really started putting big fish on the bank. So I definitely think it's key to give yourself enough time, if possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To get out there and really do what you want to do, and have the confidence and have enough time to actually do what you want to do. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
It'll pay off.
Well, definitely.
Yeah, and I feel like those longer sessions, you know, you actually have the opportunity to express your fishing skill. You know,
Give yourself time.
yeah,
Be patient with
you can
yourself.
actually get more done with more time because you know you have you can bait them in a little bit more. You can see, does this work? Does that work? Instead of being in like a 4-hour time crunch of I gotta put bait in, I gotta leave it there so they can pick it up. I need one bite.
I caught my PB. Had 45 minutes to fish.
Yeah.
I almost talked myself out of it.
See.
I was like, man, working in Ohio, I said, I got 45 minutes to fish before I hit the road to go home. I was like, I could have fished a little later. I was just homesick, grandbaby was there. And I've been blanking all week. I was like, man, 3 or 4 hours here after work, 4 hours here, nothing. And then, well, I got 45 minutes. I'm gonna cast it out. I had zero confidence I catch, and that joker ripped off, and I seen it, and it. Every time I get close to the net, it jumped down the net like 3 times. I'm like, man, I'm by myself. I'm shaking.
Right.
Right. Net this big. I'm thinking it's a mid 30. I was thinking it was one I'd already captured the year before, and I get it out and realize it was a different one, but it was one I almost talked myself out of. Like I said, I do working and being busy. I do a lot of short sessions, and I mean maybe 2 hours. But I was like, I'll bait before I leave, and I'll come back to the same spot. I do a lot of little things to try to make them 2 hours productive, and then I pay attention to what times I catch, because a lot of lakes fish are like on a pattern. I mean, if you can figure out that pattern. Even when it gets cold, I think they eat once a day, no matter what. It could be negative outside. I think that fish is going to eat once a day. If you can find that time of day and have something in front of them, you can catch.
You guys a couple below about netting fish.
He gets a little excited when it's crunch time.
I'll tell you this story. Man,
It was like our first time fishing.
Fishing with Dejuan. Joined the team and all that kind of stuff. And what lake was it? Lazy L. Lazy L was fishing, and I was like video. He caught a grass seed.
A grass carp.
Yeah, grass carp there. And and it's like Dejuan. And I guess I don't know what I was videotaping or something.
You were recording.
I was recording.
What you should have been doing.
Yeah, and he got pissed off at me. Can you get the net or something?
Put the damn camera down. Y'all was setting in the water. Like, hey man, I didn't mean to be like that. I was like, my bad, bro.
He did. So Dejuan had to learn how I was, and how he was. When it come to, I said, this is what the whole team's about, is videotaping.
Right.
This is my job. I felt like, man, what good is the fish if I missed the fish?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now we don't have a video.
Exactly. So we both had 2 point of view.
Yeah. He said, I'm sorry. I said, no, man, you're fine, man.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those
It's passionate.
conversations down there.
That's
Yeah.
passionate. That's all it is.
Passionate when it comes to
And that's great.
Sam Williams, before we do depart, Sam Williams says CAG CCC 2025, September 19th, Friday and Saturday 20th, $70 for CAG members. So the CAG tournament, $70 for CAG members.
Nice.
So yeah,
Thank you, Sam.
we're running half hour over, but like we said, don't mind. I've loved talking to you guys. I especially love having our guests in studio. It's more personable. You guys, any closing, anything you guys want to say before we skedaddle on out of here?
Yeah. Nope, just go out and fish. Can't catch them from the couch.
Yeah.
Go fishing.
We got our video shoot coming up here soon.
Yeah, we do. I can't wait to.
It's up north, man.
I think, Michigan City.
City, baby.
Michigan City. Start
Well,
there.
I do want to say thank you to both of you guys, Dejuan and Ricky. When I first started getting into it, I really, I didn't know anybody, didn't know anything, and you guys were both, nice enough to, if I had any questions, you guys answered any of my questions. So I do appreciate you guys.
Anybody wanting to try, I try to give them the best advice or lead them in the right direction or help them as much as I can. I said I don't have very many secrets.
Yeah.
As far as it comes to fishing.
It's all about how you apply yourself to fishing. You can tell people your secrets, but it depends on how they apply it and win certain times,
Now, don't get me wrong, I don't like sharing what I just put in a bunch of bait.
Right.
until I had my fun. Then once I had my fun.
I might not tell you exactly what I fished with at the time. But
Right.
I'll tell you what's my favorite.
Yeah.
Tell you what's worked and what didn't work after I've tried what I've tried.
Right. Yeah. Like you said, we got to have our fun, but that couple months later, that next season, I'll definitely tell you what I was roping them on. But
like Dejuan or you guys, anybody, I don't care if I chummed or what. Like I said, there's some people that they get a little silly about that. Oh, it's my fault. I chummed it. But if you guys, hey man, I need to get out. Hey, I just put a bunch of bait in over here. If you want to go, man, go have fun.
Exactly.
Send me some pictures.
Yeah.
Let me see what you got.
Let me know if you
throw
catch
some bait in when you leave.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the way I like it. Like I said, there's a small group of people here locally you can do that with. And trust that they're not going to come trash your spot. They're not going to tell a whole bunch of people. Right. That's the only bad thing. Once you tell one or two people, you get planned for a fun day and you go set up, and then there's somebody sitting in your spot. And I'm like, And it's not really your spot, but
Yeah.
nobody else would have fished it until they knew you was catching fish.
Right,
so.
until you started showing up 3 times a week putting bait in. Yeah,
Or posting pictures online. Or
it is what it is.
it's hard not to brag when you get something worth bragging about. For me, anyway.
Well,
Well, yeah, right on. Thank you guys
I
for.
appreciate you guys. I mean, thank you very much. I love you guys.
Love you too.
You guys, the God,
The carp father.
The carp father. I just started thinking about you guys, because I knew you guys grew up, as friends from, ever since you guys were little, and I just thought that story needed to be told from another carp angler's point
Yeah.
of view. So,
It's definitely a
It's
sport.
hard
I've
to get
made it.
together now.
Yeah.
Both having lives like we do.
Yeah. And we live like 2 blocks from each other. I mean, we don't live very far from each other at all. We see each other more in passing than we actually spend time like enjoying the passion anymore. Mm-mm. It
But when
does.
we get together though, it'd be.
And that's honestly, now that I'm older, I think between my kids and my grandkids, if you don't fish, I really don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
I love you. I keep track of you. I have no bad thoughts, but it's like, man, fishing is life.
That's what I was telling Molly. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, if we have kids, unfortunately, I'm gonna love the one that likes to fish a little bit more. And she's like, you can't do that. I was like, it's just natural. You're gonna spend more time with
Gonna be
me.
daddy's buddy.
And they
Right.
gonna be with you the most too.
Right.
Right,
They
that's
wanna
what I'm
do it.
saying. So yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming on. Thank you, James, for hosting it. Let's give a shout out to our sponsor. Shout out Carp Angler.
I got
shout
a
out
box
Dead Money
of home
Peepers.
waiting to open from them.
Carp Angler, yep. Shout out Team Fish Fighters. Shout out Carpy Commando. Shout out Carp Angler Group over there. And lastly, shout out Bottom Feeder Baits. Big shout out Bottom Feeder Baits.
And USA CARP Guide.
And shout out USA Carp Guide.
Yeah. We need to get your banner up here, man.
We just got our first banner. I'm gonna
I seen that.
Yeah, we got a small podcast light. James has a really nice one. We'll work on the lighting to actually get it so you guys
I know
can
it's
see
good
it. But
electricity.
it looks really
Look
cool.
at us. Look, watch.
Oh,
So
man,
now
why
you
just
doing
now
that?
look? You still can't
No,
see it.
you can't see
Yeah, you
That's
can't
what
see it.
we're recording.
Okay.
You can't see
man.
it. It says podcast Carp Talk in neon, but it looks like a
Can you
blur.
see it when you turn it off?
Maybe if you had it up higher in the shade.
I'm actually thinking about
in the shadow of it.
putting like a little shadow, glass over it.
To shade it, shadow.
Yeah, shade it down a little bit. But,
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And that's going to be the podcast. Tide Lights. Have a great night. Thank you for watching.
Wait next.